I loved your wonderful metaphor of our sun as a grandchild of the universe's first generation of stars, our sun being a third generation star, that it took these generations of stars to cook the heavier elements like carbon and iron, the stuff of our bodies and the earth. Could you share a bit of that family story, if you will?
Yeah, yeah, sure. No, a deep question is, where do the stars come from? Where do planets come from? Where do people come from? And that's part of the cosmological narrative that I think people should understand and embrace, really, to get a sense of at least the physics of how it came to be that we're here. And yeah, so the Big Bang, a lot of energy. Exactly where that comes from, still mysterious, but we believe there was a lot of energy there that then was spewed outward as the universe expanded. That energy was transformed into particles over time. And those particles clustered together under the force of gravity. Gravity pulled the particles together into structures. In the early days of our universe, those structures were really big, some huge, enormous stars that were so energetic that they used up their nuclear fuel really quickly, exploded, and spewed out the other particles that were cooked in their interior while they were alive and cooking. Those particles spewed outward. And again, gravity pulls them together at some point into the next generation of stars. They cook even more complex nuclei in their cores. A core of a star is sort of like a nuclear furnace, crushes particles together into more complex forms. It then uses up its fuel, goes supernova, and spews those particles outward. And so the belief is, the data suggests that our sun is indeed a third generation star in that process, and that the planets, including the Earth, are just the kind of detritus of the particles that weren't brought into the sun as it formed. So the particles swirled around together, created the sun, and the excess stuff that was perhaps too far away to be pulled in, it fell together into smaller structures, the planets. And so that's all that we are. We are collections of stuff that was forged in stars, spewed outward, and collected under the force of gravity.